They're not controlling the ball very well. Neither side, in fact, have gone more than 3 play the balls.
Oh, that's a good ball, and that's a better one. Stevie Morris in the Eastern Suburbs clubs. It's a kick and chase, but I think St Helens have got it covered. They have. Neil Holding. A look of desperation on Neil Holding's part, but the best thing to do. And the first real opportunity there from Stevie Morris. Good attacking fullback, this lad, with Manly in New South Wales. Ashton, that's a good run from Powell. He's got Schofield on his outside, he's got David Creaser. It's a run for the line, he draws. I think he'll beat Groves, and he does. Oh yes, excellent try. Creaser finished it off, but we should note there that it was Roy Powell, the drive, the strength of the man. It was the second row who made the gap, and David Creaser finished it off. His 14th try of the season, and first blood to Leeds, 4 points to 0.
Excellent work there from Ray Ashton. He ran across the pitch and turned Powell inside. Powell running very strong down the middle, draws the defender into him and puts it a perfect pass right into the breadbasket. David Creaser, I doubt if many players would catch him in full flight. And there he goes. What a beautiful try.
Good lad, just 22 years of age. You tend to think of David Creaser as a very experienced lad. I can remember him 4 or 5 years ago in a semi-final at Huddersfield as a youngster, popping in the corner for just a try like that, and he was a young sensation, and he's just coming now, I think, as another contender for the tour, and a goal kicker as well. Not the easiest of kicks, especially kicking out of very heavy conditions like this. Got 36 goals already. Another of this current fad, the round the corner style, but very, very successful. It looks a good attempt, it is. No trouble, no problem. So 6 points to 0 now to Leeds, and well appreciated by a very, very big contingent that's come over the Pennines to support them.
There we have it from the head-on position. You can see the strength of Powell's run there. Very difficult lad to contain when he's in full stride, and look at that perfect pass. David Creaser, always associated with finishing rather than creating in my mind, shows just why he's a top-class player.
Paul Groves wanting to get back in the game quickly, and offside. Well, I think they're going to take a tap, but I would go for goal at this stage. I'm sure wiser counsel will prevail. It does. Shane Cooper. Very often that players can let their hearts and emotions carry them away, but this lad, good thinker, rarely says a word but knows what he's doing, and I think he's opted for the right job here. Very few more accurate kickers than this lad, Paul Laughlin. The Leeds leading kicker last season, 178 goals. And 49 already this season. Not been kicking them all this season. David Tanner on the wing has been taking some. A big, powerful lad. And it's there, 2 points back to St Helens. So 6 points to 2 now for Leeds.
An ingredient for a very good game.
Beavers. Oh, he's missed him out well. Oh, Schofield again. Well, every time St Helens move the ball out wide, they look dangerous there, but just look at that man, number 3, Gary Schofield. We mentioned early on his try-scoring ability, and few have his ability.
Beavers flicks the ball out, a long pass, and tackle missed there. He just managed to break free. Interception on from Schofield. He stuck one hand out, but wasn't quite able to gather it. But he's dangerous. Now suddenly the pack
a little lively. I think the pack was standing back too much, Eric.
Yeah, I think so. They're allowing the runners to gain a lot of ground. It's always problems tackling a big fella.
That's a good ball. It looks it. Oh no! Is it a try? Yes, it is. Forward momentum. That's the ruling. The Leeds supporters don't like it. He was tackled short of the line, but he slid the rest of the way, and the ruling is forward momentum takes you over. It's a try, and Fred Lingdop perfectly positioned behind the post. So St Helens suddenly become lively. The forwards begin to run onto the ball, and it's a different game. 6 points each, and what should be a comparatively simple kick here for Loughlin. But the big Leeds contingent behind the sticks there, they didn't like it, but I think it was a fair try. Loughlin already got one goal. Second attempt. And it's there, no problem. So St Helens, first time in the lead, 8 points to 6.
Good approach play, very strong running by Haggerty. Propped his foot in, delivered the ball back to Holding, and who put Loughlin away through in a beautiful gap. He is tackled short of the line, but it is a try because he didn't do a double movement. His hands were in contact with the ground, and he slid over the line.
And it's one of the advantages of being 6'3", Eric, isn't it?
I should say so.
Just 13 minutes left in this half. Tanner had a good baptism in rugby league, this lad, since signing from the final rugby union club. Roy Powell, who leads second row. Good stint of tackling. Groves played the ball himself, and I think he's having a laugh at somebody who had a clout at him. And a penalty there against Paul Groves for not playing the ball correctly. I don't think he touched the ball with his foot. A little bit of excitement there, and I think rather silly from Paul Groves there.
Yeah, it was. He'd just done one previously, actually, and he was lucky to get away with that. And play the ball. You'll see that as he gets up here, he fails to release the ball. His ball is still in his hands all the way through the movement. There's no doubt it's a penalty.
And a silly 2 points to give away if David Creaser kicks this. And I think Paul Groves knows it. About 42, 43 yards out. In front of the post. Well struck. No problems. Good goal kicking from a youngster. Very calm, very cool. 8 points each. And just as I think most people thought before this match, very, very evenly balanced game.
I think Paul Groves will be very disappointed with that penalty he gave away there. He got involved in a one-on-one situation. He should have thought more of his team, perhaps. But what a tremendous kick from David Creaser.
Tunks. Good driving run from Tunks. One of these skippers who likes to set the example, lead by example. Plays for Canterbury Bankstown in Sydney. Oh, that's a good run from Roy Powell. Who now then? He's got Schofield inside him. Has Schofield got the pace? No. Had to cut inside Groves, but good covering back there from that hooker, Paul Groves. But what a break by Roy Powell. Tremendous run. The vital stage in this half. 10 minutes to go in this first half, and the sixth tackle to Leeds. Back to Creaser. Powell again. Well, that's a good pass. And the sixth tackle. And I think Roy Powell saying to himself, what are you giving me all the ball for? Completely scrolled on it. Oh, that's a bad loss. Creaser, he's got Jackson outside him, and that's all come from a mistake. Peter Jackson, but it takes class to snap up those mistakes. The drop ball by Peter Suto. Creaser was on it in a flash, and that's class rugby. A side that is able to take advantage of that. Leeds have done, and it's 12 points to 8 for Leeds. And this Jackson certainly making a big impression. It's only his third try of the season with Leeds, but since his signing from Canberra, he's played with style.
Yeah, a bit of an unforced error here, I feel. Dropped the ball, Suto in the tackle. Maskell picked it up and he moved it wide very quickly. A beautiful pass there. Came out to Peter Jackson. Very, very strong runner. He had the room and the space to work in, and he went over in the corner. Good try.
And a difficult kick for Creaser, but he's already put 2 goals over that conversion for his own try, and now the penalty. But this is by far his most difficult kick. 12 points to 8. Difficult for him running out of those bad conditions, but it's a beautifully struck ball. It's a tremendous kick, and how well young David Creaser might have that grin on his face. It's kicks like that, on days like that, and in conditions like we see there in that pitch, well, they win trophies. 14 points to 8 now.
A very impressive tackle here. Forced the ball spilled. It's number 12 there, Paul Medley. Shipped the ball out, Maskell. I think that's David Heron onto Peter Jackson.
And the 6th tackle coming up now then. Will St Helens opt to run it. They will. Attempted drop by Neil Holding, and it's valuable, yes, 1 point. Well worth the attempt, just with a couple of minutes now to the half-time whistle. It reduces that vital 6-point lead. 14 points to 9 now. Neatly taken by Holding. His 3rd drop goal of the season.
Very intelligent play there by Paul Groves, underlining my comment about him being a halfback as well as a number 9. Quick ball, it was needed in those situations if you're going to get a drop goal. Excellent kick by Holding as well.
The Leeds taking their time, just less than a minute left in this half. Tony Burke. And I think coach Alex Murphy will have said 1 or 2 things to this St Helens pack to get running and to come running from depth. Mark Elia. Holding. But Ray Ashton keeping a tigerish hold of him. Ray Neal Holding, this scrum half. Got more pace than Ray Ashton, but certainly Ray Ashton giving him a good going over him. Holding again. Oh, that's a dangerous ball, but it's turned out well. Andy Platt to Forber. Lachlan. Good goal from Lachlan, but he's on his own. Now then, can he make it to the line himself? And he does. Oh yes, what a try and what a reply from St Helens. I was only saying that here on Boxing Day at Central Park they had a magnificent comeback in the second half, and they started the show again. And once again it's the 6'3" height of that lad that just allowed him to get those extra inches to get over for that try. But what a start. They've moved the ball out wide and they cut the Leeds defence to ribbons.
What a tremendous turnover here. Andy Platt there wrestles free and gets the ball inside. He passes it out to Lachlan, who seems to have nowhere to go, but suddenly cuts back inside on an arcing run. Tucks the ball under his left arm to fend off the defender coming in from the right, and another long stretch out for the line. What a tremendous try. It's put St Helens right back in the game.
It certainly did, Eric. I felt that he had nowhere to go and he was in a no man's land, but he knew what he was doing, and this big strapping lad did it. Now, can he get the goal kick? He does. So, suddenly, from St Helens, trailing by 14-9, they're now in the lead, 15-14.
There's Platt receiving that tremendous long pass. He runs out wide, turns the ball back inside there to Forbo, who gives it immediately to Lachlan, who seems to have nowhere to go. heads inside, the full-back Marty Gurr really wanting the tremendous try. Good running, good backing up as well. He had support on his outside as he went over.
Yes, I think the Rugby League world very, very pleased when these two sides made it to the final. Both of them renowned for scintillating attacking play, and what a game they're serving up for us. That's a beautiful ball from Ian. It's this boy Lachlan again. He's got Platt outside him. Yes, good backing up by Cooper. Still going, Paul Groves. Oh, tremendous handling from St Helens. And suddenly it's Leeds on the rack. Neil Holding. Groves, Roy Haggerty. But a good tackle by Roy Power. Good cover tackle there from the second row for Leeds. Cooper. Oh, well taken by Paul Forber. Suto. Cooper again, but well read the situation by Creaser. But certainly when St Helens move this ball, it's almost like touch rugby despite the conditions. Andy Platt. Roy Powell looks like Frank Bruno, and I'm sure he's as hard as Frank Bruno. Oh, that's a good run. And there's his colleague Paul Medley. We haven't seen as much of him, but when he gets the space, he's there. So it's Leeds now back again. Peter Tunks. Oh, and that's a good tackle. Tony Burt losing nothing against his more famous counterpart. And at last we got the sunshine out. Ashton. Cheeky run by Ray Ashton. And that's where I'm sure Coach Maurice Bamford, if he looked at the video there, will sympathise with number 7 Ray Ashton. He should have had the support. That's where the two big props for second row should be coming. Either side, let off there for St Helens.
Driving up the middle, as we said earlier, with the forwards, and then set something up as soon as they see the gaps.
Powell, and there's one forward who has the gap. Oh, he's got him outside. Oh, what an interception. Just couldn't get the ball away early enough for Peter Jackson. And what a timely interception there. And it looks for Neil Holding as if it's a knee in the back or a wrenched back muscles.
Did a good job there, Roy Powell. Held up in the tackle and put a pass out, which was risky. No need to do it. Intercepted by the number 7, I think. Neil Holding.
Yes, the referee deciding that stopping the play is the safest thing. Ex-Welsh Rugby Union Meath prop just being quietly introduced to the game, coming on.
It's very noticeable also, Ray, that Gareth Schofield has featured in the last 2 attacks quite prominently. Perhaps there's been a change of position out there. He seems to be playing from stand-off.
Certainly relentless pressure here from Leeds. Looking for that extra point. Schofield again, directing operations. And the 6th tackle again. Well, 3 times they've been down here, 3 times they've denied it. Now they're looking for it, but a bad one. Very bad one from Ray Ashton. Just 15 minutes to go.
I thought that was bad play by Leeds there. He put the drop goal on and not one of them followed it. Ray Ashton ended up chasing it. They could have contained the St Helens runner quite easily.
That one kick by David Helen has resulted in, what, 45 yards gain by St Helens.
Yeah, that's right. Underlines the importance of the kicking game, which both sides have used, but leads to greater effect.
Good run by Roy Haggerty. And St Helens now firmly in the Leeds half for the first time for that good while. Oh, that's a good ball to Forber. Well, that was a wild pass. Holding, sensibly realising that it was the 6th tackle. He was tempted to pass, but that was good play from that scrum half, Neil Holding. He put the kick in, kept the pressure on, and suddenly now, after a magnificent defensive stint from St Helens, we're back in the Leeds 25. Ray Ashton to feed the ball. Creaser. 1 point difference. Leeds now pressing for that point. 15 points to 14 to St Helens. Leeds had all the pressure this half, and for my money missed 3 or 4 drop goal chances. John Furbank. He'll find the heat of this competition different from his amateur days. Ashton. And the 6th tackle again. Schofield attempting a drop this time. It looks a good one. Oh, it's hit the post. Hit the post. Dramatically there for St Helens. Well, Leeds now deciding they're going for a drop goal, and I think they should have started a lot earlier, 10-15 minutes ago in fact. But nevertheless, it's Neil Holding coming away with the ball. And what a let-off there for St Helens. 7 minutes left. St Helens will want to hold this ball. And rather foolishly there, taking it in front of the post. One of the golden rules of play. Move the ball away from those posts. Haggerty go in the lead. 15-14 to St Helens. Tunks. Oh, that's a good ball to Jackson. He's got Morris away, but it's a forward pass. They'll have to come back. There's a chase. The crowd are roaring. Magnificent cover there from Shane Cooper, but it was a forward pass. Set the temperatures racing, but to no avail, Eric.
Yeah, it was a good decision there from Fred Lindop. Very difficult one to make. It was slightly forward. Yeah, as we see the pass, it's Peter Jackson coming out to the left, and it was slightly forward.
But it just shows you what ability this Leeds side have. They've got the stars, they've got the talent. All they want is the opportunity, and they've got 2 minutes in which to do it. Oh, St Helens, 2 minutes and 6 tackles to hang on to this trophy. Haggerty sensibly taking the ball away himself. Grin on his face. I think he can sense that the trophy could be theirs. That's a good run. That's a good run. And the 6th tackle coming up. Paul Loughlin, the man of the match. 2 tries, 3 goals to his credit. And that's a dangerous ball. He's just got it. Just got the ball, but what it does, it makes Leeds have to drop the ball out under the 25. Under the line. A minute to go. 15-14 to St Helens. Despairing effort here from Leeds. But all credit to both sides. In dreadful conditions. Driving rain greeted us when we arrived at Central Park this morning. It continued until just before the kick-off. The pitch has churned up. But what creditable performance these two sides have put on. Oh, and Neil Holding's away. Good tackle. Good cover tackle there. Good loose forward play from Heron, but St Helens on the attack. Haggerty trying one of his drop goals. Now, can Leeds go to the other end of the field? He's lost it. That's a tragic loss. 30 seconds to go. Paul forward, grabbing for the line. Is he over? No. He'll be disappointed, the lad. Could have been the try that clinched it. But referee Fred Lindop again, and what a fine game he's had. What a pity it is that this man is in his last season of refereeing. He's got to retire under the compulsory 50 years of age. Into extra time now. And Ray Ashton looking to get the ball to Schofield. The only trophy that St Helens have not won. Good tackle. Good tackle. St Helens defence pinning Leeds down here. Schofield. This is adventurous play, good play, but well dropped, well covered by Neil Holding, acting in the role of the sweeper. There is the hooter. It's full time, it's all over. Tremendous game. Exciting victory, only 15-14 to St Helens. The first time they've ever won the trophy. Completes all the major events now. But what credit to both sides. They played good rugby, entertaining rugby. And Paul Loughlin there being mobbed for his performance. The man of the match, only 21 years of age, but already a mature player in the game. 3 good goals, 2 good tries. And once again it's coach Alex Murphy, the magic maestro that they call him. Murphy the mouth as he's known, but very often he backs that mouth with the right production, Eric, doesn't he?
He certainly has done today. Whatever he said to him at half-time has had a tremendous effect on them. Looking through the St Helens team, I was very impressed with Loughlin's display. More impressed with Neil Holden. I thought he had a tremendous game. All the pack performed with credit, particularly single out Paul Groves, Paul Forbert and Roy Haggerty and Andy Platt, who all had tremendous games.
And
the Leeds side were always under pressure towards the end.
And Paul Groves there, delighted. He was signed by St Helens for 40,000 from Salford. His career looked to be ebbing away, but here he is, back in contention. Alex Murphy coached Warrington to 2 trophy wins. He's taken Wigan to 1 trophy win. And now he's guided his hometown St Helens to the first win in their history. I think we'll have trouble keeping him quiet next week, but Shane Cooper, the quiet man, the skipper, receives the John Player Special Trophy from Peter Dyke, the director of Imperial Tobacco Limited.
Do you think you managed to survive the Leeds pressure in the last 20 minutes or so?
Well, we just taken our hearts out, and we knew it made it if we taken our hearts out, and that's what we did. Taking our hearts out for the full 40 minutes of the second half. It was tremendous.
And Paul Loughlin had a tremendous game, didn't he?
Oh, for sure, he scored all that points, I think. Yeah, tremendous, actually.
You've got to enjoy yourself. Well done.
Very much.
Thank you.
Yes, tremendous performance from St Helens defensively in that second half. And Mr. Peter Dyke there must be a very generous man, handing out the champagne. But what a performance, really, a tribute to rugby league. 15 points to 14 for St Helens.